when you're growing from seed, you know every step of the way. You will have had a hand in the process the whole way, right through to planting out, right through to picking the veg. So I can't talk today, it's dreadful. Why should you give growing from seed a chance over buying garden ready plants? So there are quite a lot of benefits behind sowing seeds over buying garden ready plants as well. So I love growing from seed. It's my thing. I love it. And I always grow too much from seed as well, which is dreadful. And I'm probably not the only one that's guilty of that, but I do tend to get a bit overzealous when it comes to seed sowing. I do love it. So I love growing from seed. The process of seed sowing, growing and planting out from scratch is really rewarding. So growing from seed also has a few very practical and rational reasons as well why you should give it a go. So I've got a few examples here for you as well. For example, seeds cost a lot less. So this is the practical financial side of it. So seeds cost a lot less than they do garden ready plants and plugs. So you can get a lot more seeds in a packet than you can do in like a plug tray that you buy from like a garden centre or nursery or online. You can get a lot more seeds in a packet for a fraction of the price that the plants cost when you buy them as plants. That makes sense. It can be a really budget-friendly way of growing or starting your garden. If you're not very confident, there are quite a lot of easier to grow seeds as well. Some seeds can be coated with things and they can come in a tape form as well, making it just easier for you to sow them and grow them. They'll germinate faster and things. They treat them so they germinate faster. There are ways around it as well if you're not very confident, but they're an incredibly budget-friendly way of starting your garden. Seeds may take time to germinate, they grow and mature, but they do cost a fraction of the price. So they're really good. You just have to have a little bit of patience with them. Start them a little bit earlier than you would do when you're thinking about planting your garden up. Give them time to mature before you plant them out. So it's a labour of love. It's a labour of love. So another benefit when you're growing your own fruit and veg as well is you know exactly how they've been grown, what's happened to them every stage of the way. You've bought the packet of seeds, you've got the compost, you know how they've been sown and grown, what they come into contact with, all that sort of thing. You know what they've gone through, you know their history. When you buy plants from the garden centre and then plant them out in your garden, you don't know how the nursery has raised them, what they've been sprayed with to keep them healthy while they're in the nursery ready for sale or in the garden centre ready for sale. You don't know what's happened to them. But as I say, when you're growing from seed, you know every step of the way. You will have had a hand in the process the whole way, right through to planting out, right through to picking the veg. So it can also be a really great way to grow plants that you wouldn't normally be able to have access to or be able to get unless you import them or you pinch a cutting from Botanic Gardens or to that effect, which I'm not condoning by any means, but I know it can happen on occasion. Not saying anything to that one. With these special seeds that you can buy, it can take a little longer to germinate and they can need a little more care and maybe specialist growing conditions as well. But when they finally grow, when you get those seedlings appear, the achievement from that is amazing. So not only is it something that you wouldn't normally have access to buy as a plant, you've grown it yourself. So the achievement's there. So that's also a really good reason to try growing things from seed because you've got a wider variety of things that you can grow. So it's much better.